Welcome back to Magic Tarot Cards. It's Jasmine. Today we're doing another predictions video. This is going to be about the current weather predictions and what's to come. Because as you know, we've had fires, earthquakes, flooding, tornadoes and stuff like that. And yes, this is common. We're on the season for tornadoes and stuff like that. But it's here lately, it's been very unusual. The way they've been coming in, the amount of water that's been coming in, the amount of fires and tornadoes and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about that because there is a scripture in the Bible that talks of how it will grow in intensity. Okay, so if you haven't read that, you need to brush up on that. And for some of you people that don't believe that, well then that's just your karma. Okay, because it does speak of it, how it will intensify and grow during the time of the tribulation. Now, we are in the beginning of the tribulation. I've been predicting this for, years now, saying that it's coming, it's coming. Well, it's here. And for those of you that don't believe, you don't have to believe. I don't care, one way or the other. As long as I know what my beliefs are. I do talk to spirit. I'm a real psychic medium. I'm not just a tarot card reader. Okay, so we're going to start with the Wheel of Fortune. Don't forget the thumbs up, and if you want a personal reading, text me with the number down below. Okay, we have, and any troll here, your door's on the left. We don't put up with trolls. And don't think for a minute that I'm not paying attention to what's going on, because I can take you down easily. Easily. I've done it before, and I will do it again. Period. And that's all I have to say about that. I don't give much warnings. I give one warning, and that's it. And the next thing you know, your page will be down. Okay, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So that means that our luck, as far as weather is concerned, is down. Bad things are coming. The weather has changed drastically. Okay. You've had many, many warnings. Here is Judgment. This is the angel blasting his horn, trying to wake people up. These people are asleep, not aware of the turbulence that's coming. If you notice, there's turbulence here, there's turbulence everywhere. Waters are not steady, representing turbulence that's coming in. Okay, and like I said, the scripture does say that there'll be many, many earthquakes, many floods, many, things like that, but there'll be an increase of it. So, which is what we've had lately. This recent flood that we had in Texas, it came in unexpectedly. The people didn't get much warning, and that's due to, allegedly, one of Trump's, whatever he took down of the warning, and now they didn't get the warning that they were supposed to get. So there's many people missing because of this flood. They had no idea there was going to be this much water coming in. So that's a lot. And there's going to be a lot more. Right now there's a fire in California, which they just had one a few months ago. And then there's the flood, and then the massive tornadoes we just had. And it's going to be one after the other. So the angel's blowing his horn. You have been warned many, many times through the scriptures. For those that are listening, for those that aren't reading the scripture, that aren't listening, well, then that's your problem. That's something you're going to have to deal with when that day comes. Okay, because again, we are in the tribulation. We're in the beginning of it. So there's much, much more to come that's going to be horrific. It's going to be horrific. So get ready. I'm telling you, if you haven't formed a personal relationship with God, you better do it now. Okay, all this weather and bad stuff causes a tower moment, unexpected event. Okay, we do have weather warnings, and we do expect tornadoes to come, but the ones that we are getting are horrific. They're unexpected. The amount of it, the strength of the tornadoes, the amount of water, the raging fires is unexpected. We expect them to happen, yes, but not in the way that they're coming in. So that creates an unexpected event, which is a horrible thing. So it leaves a lot of us sad, crying like this person in the bed. This is the Nine of Swords, which is restricting, confining, mental imprisonment. Okay, so what does that mean? That means you're in your mind thinking, what happened? Why is this happening? I can't get, especially if you're involved in all this stuff, I can't get out of here. I'm trapped. I feel like I'm in prison, in the current situation I'm in. So that's a horrible way to be, a horrible way to live if you're not familiar with the scripture, if you're not familiar with what's coming. You have to get yourself ready for what's coming. And how do you do that? By reading the scripture. Okay, reading the scripture. It's written out and it's been there for thousands of years for people to read. Why they don't, I don't know. You must want to condemn your soul, You have to read in order to know what's coming in next for us, because it's here, it's there. Okay, so because of that brings many, many endings. Sorry, y'all. Actually, I'm sleepy. I don't know. I've been overcome with sleep suddenly. Here we have this card and then the 10 swords in the reverse. These are two endings, okay? So this is also recognized as transformation. But what are we transforming to? What are we moving to? We're moving towards the end, okay? This can be a good transformation or this can be a bad transformation depending on what the situation at hand is. Okay, so this is transforming. We're moving ahead. We're going forward. But what are we going forward to? We're going forward towards the end, which is the tribulation. We're in the beginning of it. There's going to be much more wars. One of the scriptures says that when you hear of wars in the far off distance, like the one they're having right now with Iran and all that, that doesn't signal his return. When he comes back, all nations shall rise against each other, is what the scripture says, before his return comes. There'll be many false prophets. So don't believe that when people say, I'm Jesus, Jesus is over there and standing on that hill, Jesus is this, Jesus that. No, none of that is going to be real. None of that's going to be true. Okay, now the Antichrist, when he comes in, he's going to perform many, many, many great miracles where you're going to think that that's Jesus. You're going to think that it's him, and that's what the scripture says, that many will be fooled, even some of his people will be fooled and think that that's Jesus. But it's not Jesus. Jesus is going to come in the clouds all at once for every nation to see, is what the scripture says. He says the lightning will flash from east to west, west to east, whatever. And all nations, all people will see him at once, at one time. He will come in the clouds. He's not going to come as this great leader performing great miracles. So keep that in mind. Jesus is not going to try to rule with a symbol, with a 666 number, or performing miracles like that. That's not going to be Jesus. So, but a lot of people will be fooled because they don't read the scripture. They don't really know what's coming. So, and that's your own fault. If you don't pick up the scripture and read it, then that's your own fault if you get fooled. Okay? So, if you haven't already, like I said, it's time, because we are there. But we are moving towards that ending. It's coming soon. When Christ comes, he's going to gather all his people from every land. Are you one of those people? Those people are going to go up with him, which is, they won't stay down here and suffer what's to come. Okay, the rest will stay down here and suffer all the terrible things that's to come when Satan is here. So, are you one of those people that's going to get gathered up in the rapture? Are you? Okay, that's what you need to say to yourself. Am I going to gather? I know I'm going up. I'm going up with Christ. Because I work with Spirit every day. I was brought here by Spirit. So I already know that I'll be gathered up in the rapture and I'm going to go with Christ. I'm not going to stay here to suffer all the horrible consequences that are coming. So are you? That's something to think about. But be expecting more terrible, terrible weather that's coming. Be expecting more wars, because, again, we're going to have a nuclear threat. It's coming. It's going to be one of the scariest things now that the United States is going to face. So get ready for that. And then as far as Trump is concerned, at Trump, allegedly, that man is going to be taken out, whether it be by his own demise or someone taking him out, or impeachment or disease. Okay, so there's many choices there is what I see, but one of them will get him because he's doing much allegedly terrible things. Okay, the immigration thing is the worst thing. Oh my God, I just can't get over how he's handling the situation. It's inhumane. It's inhumane. Hold on. My laptop suddenly turned on by itself. So, yeah. Just be vigilant. Be vigilant of what's coming. Stay awake. If you want to be saved, then, you have to pick up your scripture, read it, pray, meditate with God, get a personal relationship with him if you don't have one already. And God is forgiving. He forgives all sins except for blasphemy. Blasphemy is when you speak against him, but he forgives all sins. Okay? If you're truly sorry. Now, you have to be truly sorry and turn your life around. If you just say, hey, I'm sorry, and that's it, and expect to be forgiven, no, it doesn't work that way. All right. So, be ready. That's my message to you. Be ready. Y'all, this was your world predictions about the weather. Thanks for watching. If you want that person reading, contact me with the number down below, and I'll get back at you. This is Jasmine from Magic Tarot Cards. See you next time. Bye-bye.